StreamElements has released an update for their SE.Live OBS Studio plugin, which is going to be kind of game-changing for streamers who want to multi-stream to as many places as they can. Yep, that means now you can use the SE.Live plugin to send streams to all sorts of platforms using little wizards that they built into them. Connect to YouTube, connect to TikTok, connect to Twitch. I believe Trovo is in the roadmap, but there are other options. But if you wanted to stream elsewhere and none of those are an option, they also allow you to do just custom RTMP in there, so you have maximum flexibility. Even better, they've added the ability to set specific canvases to whichever one you want to stream to, so you can have vertical canvases and horizontal canvases all there. So you can even have a different horizontal canvas for different ones. So you can have Twitch with one, YouTube with another, and a vertical one going to TikTok. It's actually really featured. So let me show you guys. If you haven't heard of the plugin yet, though, this is StreamElements SE.Live or StreamElements.live, a plugin that most people just call StreamElements. And while other people confuse this with Streamelements-OBS, which it isn't, it's just a plugin for it. If you were to download this and you didn't already have OBS installed, it can include that in the installer package. If you already do have OBS installed, though, it just adds the plugin on top of it. So you just go ahead and download it, install it, launch OBS Studio, and you'll see StreamElements up here. You're going to want to do your little sign-in thing with Twitch or whatever accounts you're using with it. And once you're at the screen where you can begin using it, you can just go over to SE.Live versions and then click beta, and then it'll do a little restart process, and in that process you'll get access to the multi-streaming stuff. You'll also get access to StreamElements normal stuff that they do, so you can get alerts and overlays and all sorts of stuff, and as well as docs that includes, and this is going to be useful, a multi-chat, a chat that can put together all the different streaming services that you're streaming to, and then show you everybody that's talking in that. And the cool thing about it is that it will list and have an icon for every chatter that is in there. So if somebody chats from Twitch, it'll have a little Twitch icon. Somebody chats from YouTube, it'll have a little YouTube icon, and so on and so forth. And it's very cool. Now, it's only read-only, so if you wanted to chat back to those people, you're gonna have to figure something else out in regards to that, but at least you can respond and see everything in that one window. So that's pretty nice, and you don't need anything else. It's all part of the package. I need to ask you something. Are you subscribed to our YouTube channel? Because if you're not, hit that subscribe button, and also follow over on Twitch. Links are right over here. All right, I'm out of here. I don't like it over there. So to enable multi-streaming, if it doesn't already pop up after enabling the beta, go over to StreamElements, go over to the SE.Live docs, and you'll see StreamElements Multi-Streaming. I'm just going to drag this up here in the screen for you guys to see it better, but you can dock it wherever you want or leave it floating wherever you want, up to you. I have some accounts already connected here, and you can see all these that are listed. And it does show 2 for YouTube, and I imagine that's going to be 1 for horizontal, 1 for vertical if you want to set it up that way. Same thing for Twitch. And then there's the TikTok one. But just to give you an idea, to turn stuff off and on, you just click it over, and let's say YouTube, there it is. And if I want to enable TikTok, I could do that, but I don't think I've set it up yet, so it won't actually tick over. There's the other one on Twitch. It's going to pop up to authorize. You click authorize, and then that one will tick on. And now I have Twitch and YouTube both selected. I can even send another one to YouTube if I wanted to. I'll click that one on. There we go. But if you also want to adjust individual titles and settings, you have that drop down right there. So there's settings for that specific one that I just pulled up. And this actually is a grouping of all the settings that you can do. Canvas settings, so you can have settings per canvas. And this is also super useful, is that you can specify which track each one gets. So if I go here and I go to, let's say back to settings, then I just click the drop down on the output setting for whichever one I'm going to, and I can do, look at this, audio tracks, same as OBS, I'll leave it like that. Or if I want a specific track to go to a specific stream service, you can just select your tracks there. That's the kind of flexibility that you don't really see with other stuff out there, and it's actually super useful that you can have different tracks going to different services, depending on, I don't know, maybe music is harder to catch on one service than the other, or you want no music on one and some music on the other, and you have your music separated out that way. But to add your stream services, you just click the plus sign there. You see Twitch, YouTube, Trovo, even Twitter. There's TikTok, and then custom RTMP, like I said. There's all the info, you put it out on there. And then also, if you wanted to do the canvas stuff, you can create a new canvas in a slightly different spot. The navigation is still a little funny to me, but I get there eventually. It's just something you want to play with if you have trouble finding stuff. For example, if I wanted to create a new canvas and I'm here in the canvas settings area, I don't really have an option to do that. So I'm just going to go X out of that, go back to the main multi-streaming window and go over to the 3 dots on the side of any one of these, and then I go to canvas. And there you can see you have you can change which canvas you want. I can create a new one. I have a vertical canvas I've already set up here, which just takes what I am right now, which is in widescreen, and chops it into a vertical, and it looks like that. And you can just add sources to it as you want. It pulls the information from OBS. If I want, no, that's adding a scene. I'm actually going to add a source. So add source by clicking the 3 dots here. And then I'm going to add, I don't know, an image source, right? Like a logo of some kind. Select this image, click add source. It's going to make the source visible. And there's my Held Champ face. Look at that. And then just like in OBS, if you wanted to hide the source, there you go. So it gives you source control and scene control inside of here. But another thing that is also nice is that if you wanted to just set it and forget it, by having scenes automatically change, you can just go over to here on the three dots and then go to link scene. And then it will automatically change to that scene when it becomes active in this canvas. And you can tell that it's set to that when you get the green check mark right there. Now, if you wanted to reopen that, you can do it the same way that I showed you. Go to Canvas and then click it and it pops up. Or you can even access it from the Stream Elements tab up here. Go to the SE.Live docs and there's vertical canvas and it brings it back up there again. But to create a new one, like I mentioned, and that not being available in the settings, oddly enough, you just go to Canvas here and then you can click Create New Canvas. And then it's just like that. You can name it. I'm going to call this one Test Canvas. You can select the resolution. There's standard 16 by 9 1080p. So these are the predefined ones. There's 1080 by 1920, which is the vertical one. Type your own if you want. And then once it's created, let's go back here real quick. Create new canvas. Test. Right. I'm going to leave it a 1080p one right there. Boom. Just pops up in another window. You can adjust the window size as you see fit, and then build your scenes and sources in there. And if you just wanted to dock it somewhere, just dock it somewhere. There you go. Now you have control right on your OBS screen. Tick things off that you want to be going live to. Turn the ones off that you don't want to be going live to. There you go. When all is said and done, just press Start Streaming and you'll get a confirmation to make sure your titles and stuff are correct. I'll go ahead and click Start Streaming right now. And I get this pop up from the Multistreaming plugin. I've titled the stuff Quick Test. And there we go. Now I'm going to click Start Streaming there. Now we're live to all services. Something I couldn't seem to find a setting for within the Multistreaming plugin is adjusting bitrate out to each service that you're connected to. It looks like it's just going to send whatever you put in OBS's settings and under your output, which I do like 7,700 kilobits per second because I mostly stream to Twitch. Look, it looks like it's just going to send that to every service. So again, I didn't see a specific way to adjust that. Maybe they'll add that in the update or make that easier to see if it is in there, but somehow buried or hard to find. And that way, those of us with limited upload will be able to chop that up a little bit more effectively, because I only have 20 megs up. And if I'm going at basically 8,000 kilobits per second to one service, I can only do one more service before I'm nearly maxed out. I can't do 3 at that rate. I can't do I guess I could do 10,000 to YouTube and 8,000 to Twitch, but I can't do a YouTube vertical, a YouTube horizontal, and a Twitch stream. I can't do that. I don't have enough upload to make that work properly for the way that I want to, unless I go with something really low bitrate and I'm not doing any fast motion gameplay or shooting games or anything like that. If I'm just chatting with you guys like this, then it's a little bit more acceptable to lower the bitrate to get more within my cap. But yeah, if you have a lot of, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna need a lot of upload, is what I'm saying. But overall, nice and simple, really straightforward, except for the canvas thing. But Stream Elements with the new SE.Live update in the beta, awesome. I love that it's just all together in one package within the SE.Live stuff. You can monitor all your chats, you can set up the multi-streaming, your alerts go through Stream Elements, so you can access them that way. You could adjust things. They also have the Elements Control Center, and all sorts of stuff within there, as well as a little bit of a cloud backup. So it's fully featured software, and is probably the biggest and best update that StreamElements SE.Live has ever done since I've done my video on it originally over 6+ years ago, if you ask me, in my opinion. Anyways, if you like this video, you know what to do. Click that subscribe button and that bell so you don't miss a single upload. Also, I stream to Twitch every Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific at twitch.tv/CoalitionChris. So if you want to come by, talk tech, talk streaming, or anything like that, PC building stuff, I'm always available. I'm always streaming every Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific. And, well, I'll catch you guys on stream, or drop a comment down below and let's talk about it. Bye, guys.